It's Grammy from Grammy and Grandpa Read, and today I have a special book for you from an author friend of mine, Marcia Lee Laycock. She sent me this book and I'd like to share it with you. You're gonna love it. Okay, so let's just dive in. It's called Merrigold's Very Best Home. This is Merrigold. Merrigold's mommy and daddy make her have baths when she doesn't want to, and take naps when she doesn't want to, and eat vegetables when she doesn't want to. Merrigold decided maybe God had made a mistake and put her in the wrong house. So one day she said to herself, I need to look for a new home. She put her jacket in her small backpack and marched off to explore other houses where she could live. She marched down the lane and saw a puppy chewing on a bone in front of her doghouse. Merrigold marched right up to her and said, I want to live in your house. Oh, said the puppy, all right, you may come in my house. Marigold had to crawl through the door, and the puppy house had bumped her forehead hard, which made her cry a little. It was smelly inside, and there wasn't even a bed. So she told the puppy, I don't like your house very much. My house is just right for me, said Puppy. Maybe you should go home to your own house. Marigold rubbed the bump on her head, but then she said, no, I still need a new home. She crawled back through the door of the puppy's house and marched off down the lane. Marigold saw a young raven sitting on his nest high up in the tree. She marched right up to the tree and called to him, I want to live in your house. Oh, said the young raven, all right, you may come up to my house. Marigold had to climb the tall tree and ripped her pants and scraped her knee. And when she crawled into the raven's house, she did not like it at all. It was made of sticks that poked her when she sat down, and there was no roof. It did not even have a pillow for her head. So she told the very young raven, I don't like your house very much. My house is just right for me, said the young raven. Maybe you should go home to your own house. Marigold rubbed her knee and the place where the sticks had poked her, but then she said, no, I still need a new home. Marigold climbed out of the nest and down the tree and marched off down the lane. Then she saw a little chick pecking at some seeds in front of her hen house. She marched right up to the chick, lay down on her tummy, and said, I want to live in your house. Oh, said the little chick, all right, you may come into my house. Marigold had to crawl under the wire fence, and her backpack got stuck, and she ripped her favorite shirt. When she stepped into the little chick's house, she did not like it at all. It was made of rough boards, and sawdust on the floor got into her shoes. It was very noisy, with the clucking of the hens it was very noisy with all the clucking of the hens made, and it did not even have a blanket to keep her warm. So she told the chick, I don't like your house very much. My house is just right for me, said the little chick. Maybe you should go home to your own house. Marigold tried to empty the sawdust out of her shoes, but not all of it came out. Then she said, no, I still need a new home. She crawled through the fence and marched off down the lane. Then she saw a young fox sitting in front of his house. She marched right up to him and said, I want to live in your house. Oh, said the little fox, all right, you may come into my house. Marigold had to crawl on her belly to get into the fox's house, which was really just a hole, and got very dirty when she finally got inside, and she did not like it at all. It was so dark she could not see a thing, and she missed her favorite blue teddy she loved to snuggle. So she told the young fox, I don't like your house very much. My house is just right for me, said the young fox. Maybe you should go home to your own house. Marigold tried to get more comfortable, but then she said, no, I still need a new home. Marigold wriggled back out of the hole and tried to brush the dirt off her pants and shirt. Then she marched off down the lane. Next, she saw a pony munching hay in front of his house. Marigold marched right up to the pony and said, "I want to live in your house." "Oh," said the pony, "all right, you may come into my house." Marigold had to pull very hard on the big door to the pony's house, and when she went inside, she stepped into a squishy pile of something smelly, and she got her shoes very dirty and did not like it at all. The pony's house did not have anything at all for her to eat, and when she laid down, she got prickly straw in her hair, and she started to sneeze. So she told the pony, "I don't like your house very much." "My house is just right for me," said the pony. "Maybe you should go home to your own house." Marigold sneezed again and tried to get the smelly something off her shoes, and she tried to get the straw out of her hair. But then she said, "No, I need a new home." Marigold pushed hard on the door and marched off down the lane. Then Marigold saw a piglet standing in her pig pen. She marched right up to the piglet and said, "I want to live in your house." "Oh," said the piglet, "all right, you may come to my pen." Marigold stepped into the pig pen and saw that there was no house of any kind. "Where's your house?" she said to the piglet. "I don't have a house. I live outside all the time, even when it rains." Marigold knew she would not like that at all. The pig pen was very muddy, and it did not have a bed for her to sleep in, or a pillow for her head, or a blanket to keep her warm, or her favorite blue teddy bear, or Teddy, to snuggle with, or anything at all to eat. So she told the piglet, "I don't like your pen very much." "My pen is just right for me," said the piglet. "Maybe you should go home to your own house." Marigold looked back down the lane at the puppy's house, the young raven's house, and the chick's house, and the young fox's house, and the pony's house, and looked at the piglet's pen and that had no house at all. "I think that is very wise," she said to the piglet. She marched all the way back down the lane and saw her daddy running to meet her in front of her own house. Her daddy looked at her and said, "Oh my, I see you have a bump on your forehead and a scrape on your knee, and your pants and shirt are torn, and your shoes are dirty, and you have straw in your hair." Her mommy knelt down in front of her. "Would you like a nice warm bath before supper?" Marigold nodded. "Yes, I would." So her mommy put a bandage on her forehead, wiped her knee, and brushed the straw out of her hair, and put her dirty clothes in the wash, and then Marigold had a very nice warm bath and ate all her vegetables for supper, and they tasted wonderful. Then Marigold went into her very own bedroom and smiled because all her favorite toys were there, just as she had left them. Her mommy kissed her and her daddy said goodnight, and Marigold smiled again because now she knew her house was just right for her. When her mommy said it was time to pray, like she always did at bedtime, Marigold thanked God for giving her the very best mommy and the very best daddy and the very best home in the whole world. That's a good story. Oh, then she crawled into her very own cozy bed and laid her head on her very own soft pillow, and her mommy lovingly tucked her under her arm the blanket, and Marigold snuggled with her favorite blue teddy. It also has some great things for parents to read in the back, so really great ideas about gratitude. Do you think Marigold learned a lesson about that she really did have a nice home and a nice place to live and all of her favorite things? I hope that you will, I hope you liked the book. Please subscribe to our channel and like the video, and remember to be grateful for all the things that you have.